Morning everybody, Trish Palmer here and welcome to the IBS Hypnosis Protocol. So hopefully we won't have any issues today. We're a little bit jittery online, so let's hope it all goes through smoothly. So today I'm going to be talking about the identities of IBS, so Irritable Bowel Syndromes. We have identities known as A, D or M. So let me go through those and help you create some awareness. So the identities of IBS. As the IBS problem grows, so does the classification of it. I've joined some forums and I'm doing a lot of reading about this epidemic that's occurring in our society. And recently I discovered that people were placing themselves into categories of IBS. Now, this wasn't a diagnosis from gastroenterologists or from your doctor or anything like that. Suddenly somebody had decided to make these classifications, put them out onto social media, and people started putting themselves into categories. And as I watched this viral thing grow through that community, it was amazing the amount of people that were starting to analyze themselves and doing the whole Dr. Google thing. So taking on a category as an identity is completely limiting their potential to overcome the IBS. This limiting belief is being cemented into people's minds with a very, very horrible outcome. So let me tell you some about the IBS Hypnosis Protocol. So we have run 5 extremely successful events all across Australia and we've trained over 150 people in the protocol. We have also been approached by the AHA to be recognised for 10 CPD points for our live events. We have released the IBS Hypnosis Protocol online to reach people outside of Australia, and there's also an adaptation in there to help people with Crohn's, ulcerative colitis and diverticulitis as well. We are also expanding our protocol out to New Zealand in November 2019. So if you're coming to Melbourne, it's 4 weeks from Friday. So please jump onto your tickets. We only have 7 seats left. So if you're coming along to Melbourne, please jump onto it now, because once we're sold out, we will not be opening up any more seats. The event will be at full capacity and you'll have to wait another 12 months. And imagine how many people you could be helping in that 12 months once you get people on board. So if you're coming to Melbourne, please jump onto your tickets now. The link is down in the comments. Adelaide's happening in April. Sydney is happening in June. Perth is almost sold out. Brisbane started selling, and so has New Zealand. So we have payment plans from $40. So let's say, for example, you want to come to us in Brisbane. You can pay a $40 deposit, and then we'll work out how many months or weeks will suit your budget until Brisbane launches, and then sort it out from there. The payment plans don't have any extra cost to them either. We do not do that, as we need more gut-directed hypnotherapists in this world, okay? This IBS thing is becoming an epidemic. With 1 in 5 people in Australia alone suffering from it, it's costing our industry millions of dollars, with people going home with stomach aches and pain and things like that. So we really need more people in this industry. So let's start. IBS-D. People are diagnosing themselves with IBS-D, and that's predominantly suffering from diarrhea symptoms. So some of these sufferers have actually diagnosed themselves as they've got majority of diarrhea, and they've started wearing tampons or pads because they actually have an uncontrollable leaking in the buttocks. And what's happening is, even when they're farting and things like that, they're getting what's known as a sweaty bum crack, and there's actually fecal matter in there. It's making them smell, and it's becoming quite damp down there. I've had clients who have explained to me how they get like a chafing and an itching down there, and it's an uncontrollable desire to scratch. I had one lady that said to me, I just cannot stop scratching down there, and then my hand smells like fecal matter. What is it that I do? She even told me how once she actually stuffed toilet paper up there, and because she had a chafing going on, that the toilet paper actually got stuck to the chafing, and she had to spend most of the night with her bum propped up to a fan in order to help her dry it out as such. So this diarrhea can become a horrible problem for a lot of people. The IBS-D people that are categorizing themselves also have sudden bouts of diarrhea that are uncontrollable. There are people that are walking so quickly to the toilet, they're clenching those bum cheeks, trying to hold it in. And I have come across cases where people have defecated themselves in public and then created a social anxiety for themselves, a horrible memory, and actually getting to a stage where they're not actually leaving the house anymore because they just can't trust a fart. It's what it's coming down to. So people that are labeling themselves as ISBD have diarrhea symptoms. We also have IBS-C, which is for constipation. So when it comes to people with IBS-C, they're suffering from mood swings and backache and chronic gas. So when it comes to the mood swings, it's because everything is backed up in there. They feel full, but they're hungry, they're disorientated, they're really, really torn when it comes to their parts and what it is that they're supposed to do. And we all know, even as children, like we say to our kids, you know what, do you need a poo? Because once somebody's had a really good poo, that's actually a very good mood changer because it releases those toxins and that excess waste from the body. So if you've got a client that's labeling themselves as IBS-C, that means they're suffering from predominantly constipation. So you're probably in for a bit of a moody client sort of thing. I've also come across the IBS-C clients and they're suffering from chronic backache, and that's because the colon's actually made up of 6 channels, and within those 6 channels, if that gets backed up with fecal matter, it actually puts pressure on the lower back and the pelvis. A lot of people forget that our muscles, organs, and our bones are all like sort of rubbing face inside of us all the time. So if you add pressure to that with excess waste and fecal matter, that pressure increases, and that can create backache. It can also create a sciatic nerve reaction as well, and problems in the knees. So, people that are constipated can have horrible backache and may need more help, as in the lines of going for a massage or anything like that. Hi, John, Megan, Damien. Who else have I got? Jeanette and Leon. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a couple of hearts there. I love the heart emoji. I think it's gorgeous. So people with IBS-C may have backache, so you may have to actually get a massage therapist or a physio on board to help them out with that as well. People with IBS-C also have chronic gas, and that's because the fecal matter in there is actually creating a gas because it's trying to push something out, and then they will actually blow out gas, and then, all of a sudden you've got an extremely smelly fart, and that's because, they really need a poo, but it's not coming out, sort of thing. So you may get some stinky clients in your room. It happens, hence why they invented Glen 20 and incense burners. And then we have IBS-M. So IBS-M is what's known as mixed, and these are people that suffer from constipation and diarrhea. There was a bit of controversy in the community because people were saying, no, I have IBS-A, and IBS-A was an alternating of constipation and diarrhea. But after I did a heap of research, it actually was just another fancy version of M because they preferred the word alternative rather than mixed, because for some reason they saw the word mixed as racist. So don't ask me why. I just thought it was a stupid thought myself, but that's what they're doing. So IBS-M is the actual category that they've decided to put themselves in, and because they're suffering from both constipation and diarrhea. So they can suffer from multiple symptoms that are extremely unpredictable. This can lead to family complications, work complications, lifestyle complications. I came across one lady who was telling her story about how she had been constipated for days, had these chronic mood swings, and then when she finally went to the toilet, she'd actually torn her anal hole and had started bleeding and then couldn't leave the toilet for quite some time. But then after the constipation had come out, she suddenly had this sudden burst of diarrhea and hadn't actually left the bathroom for about 2 hours. And it became quite painful for her because she had this tearing from the constipation, which led to the bleeding. And then she had this constant diarrhea that led to her getting an infection down there of thrush because of the fecal matter getting into the tear. So, IBS-M people can go from one extreme to the other. They can have diarrhea and then all of a sudden they've constipated for 2-3 days, and vice versa. They can also get the chronic gas regardless, so it's very unpredictable for them. And these people will be kind of anxious and, they really, really They're kind of pale looking as well because they are malnutritioned, because the body's just flushing out all the nutrients and all the minerals from the food that they have been eating as well. So if you're coming across people that have labeled themselves as IBS M, A, or D, this is not actually a clinical term. This is just something that's been labelled on social media. So this has got nothing to do with gastroenterologists. This is just this new trend that they're going at. Sorry, I do apologise. IBS M, IBS D, and IBS C. There is no IBS A. That was just a controversial conversation. So here are some things I recommend. Reframe your client's IBS identity, okay? Because they are more than their IBS. That's one of the things that I actually say to my clients when they first come in. What else are you besides from your IBS? And I start to actually unlock that. Also, become a gut-directed hypnotherapist with us. We need more people. It's as simple as that. We need more people in our community to help out with this epidemic that's occurring in our society. Identities can be amplified towards the problem rather than solving them. So creating a better identity for your client can help shift them into healing. There's a lot of people that will go, well, I've got IBS blah blah, and they've given so much power to that identity that it actually solidifies into who they are every day. And even the smallest normal poo or normal piece of gas, all of a sudden they've labeled themselves like, oh, I'm IBS C. This is why I'm getting this, blah, blah, blah. And actually, chances are it's just a normal poo, but because they've taken on this identity, they want to put it in a little box. So start to reframe your client towards a better identity so you can help them shift towards healing rather than problem. So please grab your seat to our IBS training event that's near you. Like I said, Melbourne is 4 weeks from Friday. Super pumped, all ready to go sort of thing. So I cannot wait to meet some awesome new people. We've got some people coming from hundreds and hundreds of kilometers away to meet us in Melbourne. So please jump onto that ticket. It's only 4 weeks from Friday. If you want to come somewhere else, then please book your ticket. If you need a pay plan, it's only $40, and then we work it out. Right, as long as it's paid for before the event, we're all good to go. And there is no extra cost because we need more gut-directed hypnotherapists. So if you'd like to book, please tap on the link below or go to our website, pellandpalmer.com/events. So please join me next Thursday. I'm going to be talking about relationships and IBS because IBS has actually caused couples to divorce. So please pop in for that, and I will see you next week. Have an awesome day, everybody. Bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah.